Hey you guys, this is Jeremy Mateo in the DAW. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our little review series on the Roswell Mini K47. And today we're going to be doing it on male vocals and specifically male singing vocals. You have actually been hearing this microphone on almost all of my voiceover tracks in the past month or so. And all of these, obviously, because you can see it right here. I don't do any processing at all anymore to my voiceover because I like the way this thing sounds. And the only thing I do for stuff like this is I have a little bit of reverb reduction because I'm obviously speaking to a empty room. Anyway, with that said, let's just jump into this. Welcome back. Now, like I said, today we're going to be taking a look at the Mini K47 and how it sounds on some vocals. Now, this is a song that you've heard a bunch of times. This is Rockin' OMG from Black Note Digital. We recorded all of the vocals here, and the beat was done over at Patrick's house. Black Note Digital is one of the producers who makes some beats for this channel. If you guys are interested in checking out more of his work, I will leave some links in the description below. Let's talk about the Mini K47 really quickly. As you guys know, Roswell sent this microphone over to us a few months ago, and I have been using the heck out of this thing on almost everything. I use it for every single voiceover, and now I basically do no processing to it whatsoever. Every single video nowadays, I have literally only been using the onboard 33609 compressor built into the Series 3 console. No EQ. That's it. Even in post-production, I have no EQ. So that speaks pretty high praise for this microphone, at least as far as a broadcast or voiceover microphone. And the reason why I like this is because it has a lot of mid-range. Most microphones in a higher price range or in this price range tend to focus on boosting a lot of high frequencies, and particularly low frequencies that you don't need or you won't use. And that's where I like the Mini K47. It has a very nice and smooth low end, while also having a very clean and smooth high end. And the way that it does this is it kind of slightly rolls off the high end past 16K or so. And it does benefit from the proximity effect. If I get pretty far away from the microphone, you're going to hear it sounds way different than when I get really close like I am right now. I really like that. But let's see how it sounds on some actual recorded vocals for a song. First, we're going to listen to the original vocals. You've heard this song several times before. These vocals were recorded with one of my more mid-range microphones. I think it's about $800 to $900. And it sounds pretty good on its own, but I have a lot of things that I don't like about it. Let's take a quick listen to it.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused. Many men have died and tried in the pursuit of the...
Now, you can actually hear what I'm talking about when I say it boosts unneeded low end. This has a lot of body to it, but it's body that I'm never going to use, especially in a mix with a beat. Let's take it out of solo and play it with the beat.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused. Many men have died and tried in the pursuit of the cash.
Now, that does sound very smooth, and it sounds really nice, but it's not really helping because it's fighting the beat. The low frequencies in the kick and the bass are kind of clashing with it, and I'm going to have to do a lot of sculpting because this vocal doesn't have a lot of mid-range. And a big problem is that once I get into actually mixing this song, because right now we have a clean canvas, there's pretty much nothing going on, there's going to be a lot of frequencies clashing. I'm going to do a lot of EQing to the vocal to make the mid-range really pop out because that's what's going to make this vocal stand out. And the high end is probably going to need a lot of de-essing. And that tends to be a problem with more cheap and mid-tier microphones. Let's listen to the microphone one more time in solo.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused.
And now let's listen to the Mini K47. And let's put some reverb on that just because we have reverb on the other one.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused.
Way different, right? Let's A-B it really quickly.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it. I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused.
So first off, you notice that the Mini K47 has a lot of mid-range. And that's actually what I prefer. I want something to have a lot of mid-range because it's going to fit in a mix a lot better. So now let's take a listen to the Mini K47 with the beat.
I said, mama need a house, baby need some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused.
And let's A-B it.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You think it ain't about the...
It's making the other microphone sound thin. Even though the microphone that I was using is about $900, it doesn't focus on the mid-range. And one thing that you should know is the mid-range frequencies are the frequencies that are pretty much prominent in everything that we listen to. If you have earbuds, the mid-range is prominent. If you have a phone, the mid-range. If you have a car stereo that doesn't have a giant subwoofer, mid-range. Laptops, mid-range. So the mid-range is really the most important part, and that's the thing that I really like. Now, because it has so much mid-range, you're obviously going to get a little bit of a buildup in the mid-range. So what I tend to do is I just grab a little EQ, I do a little bit of a roll-off at about 100 hertz, and I do a little bit of a dip. In this case, I did a less than 3 dB dip at 336. And then because Patrick has a very sibilant voice and he has a resonance at about 4 or 5K, I did a little bit of a cut right here, and I used the dynamic EQ to do some de-essing. Let's take a listen to it with the EQ.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes.
And without it.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some...
So I'm kind of making it sound a little bit too dark now. That's where I'm going to counteract that by using the WA Productions puncher, and I'm just using the multiband compressor and the parallel compressor to kind of give me a lot more gain and sculpting the tone.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got...
Bypass it.
I said a mama need a house, baby...
So you can hear how I'm actually boosting up some of the low end back up, but because it already has so much mid-range, it doesn't sound thinner, it doesn't sound like it's losing anything, it just sounds heavier and a little bit more meaty. So let's take a listen to this in the beat.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You think it ain't about the paper, then you got it confused.
Let's bypass the processing.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You think it ain't
Back
about
on.
the paper, then you got it confused. Many men have died and tried in the pursuit of the cash.
Bypass.
They say you make too much, the IRS on your ass. Now ain't it funny how this money done changed the world? Global stock.
Okay, so it's not doing anything life-changing, but what it is doing is it's sculpting it so that my low mid-range frequencies are going to be cut out a little bit more so that I can sculpt the low mid-range frequencies of the beat to stand out. And I can easily go in here and be like, you know what, my high-end frequencies to be pushed a little bit more. We'll boost them up a tiny bit with the very top end. I think that's boosting a little bit too much, so we're going to gain that down. And now we get a different sound.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You
Notice
think
how
it
we're
ain't
focusing
about
on the
paper, then
mid-range,
you got
though.
it confused. Many men have died and tried in the pursuit of the cash. They say you make too much, the IRS on your ass. Now ain't it
And you can also notice that you get the tonality of the singer versus the other microphone where we have a lot of mid-range missing.
I said a mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. You think it ain't about...
At first listen, it sounds really good, but after actually listening to it, I really do prefer the Mini K47. Anyway, with that said, that's going to be it for this particular video. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know what you want to hear next. I can get a recording session and maybe do some acoustic guitar. I do have something planned out for drums, but because I only have one Mini K47, I'm not able to do a stereo pair. So I am going to probably have to do something like a mono crush room mic, which will probably be really fun. So I'll probably end up doing that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this part of the video. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm actually really impressed with this thing. It has a very nice, warm characteristic, and it does a really good job of preventing sibilance, which is always a problem, especially in microphones in this price range. I noticed that a lot of microphones tend to boost up the high frequencies a lot, and it causes this unnatural sibilance, whereas this one, it just keeps it very neutral and very clean. Anyway, with that said, that's going to be it for this video. This is Jeremy Tail within the DAW, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.